It all started with whispers. "She cries when she cooks," someone murmured after a meal. I I don't know how, but her food makes me feel things," another said, his voice hushed. Nkala was a quiet village where the people enjoyed a peaceful life. Life was simple. People farmed during the day. They could easily get food from roadside mama puts when hungry, told stories by the fire at night, and drifted into sleep with the sound of crickets. But then she came. No one knew where she came from. She arrived at the edge of the town square one morning, her figure wrapped in a faded blue wrapper, carrying a battered clay pot. She set up her small mama put stand near the main path, not too close to the other mama put sellers, but where farmers and traders passed every day. She didn't speak much, but when asked her name, she smiled and said, "Just call me Madam." A farmer on his way back home, who was very hungry, decided to get food from her because the other sellers were very busy, and that meal changed everything in the community. She served him with a steaming bowl of egusi soup with freshly pounded yam. The farmer, after tasting it, declared that it was the best meal he had ever had in his life. And word spread like wildfire, and everyone wanted to try it too. By the end of the week, Madam's stall was the busiest place in Nkala, and other mama put sellers started closing up due to frustration. But there was something strange about Madam's food. It wasn't just the taste that made it good, it was the feeling. Her food stirred something deep inside people. A widow eating her rice burst into tears, saying she suddenly remembered her late husband's laughter. A young boy eating her soup swore he felt like he had won every wrestling match he'd ever dreamed of. People laughed, cried, or sat in stone silence after eating her meals, as if the food unlocked something hidden inside of them. This made the other mama put sellers wonder if she was just a better cook than them, or there was more to it. At first, the villagers were grateful. "She's blessed," they said. "Her hands are touched by the gods." But then the questions began. "Why doesn't she have a family?" someone asked. "Where does she live? No one has ever seen her house," another said. And then came the rumors. "She cries when she cooks," a child whispered after sneaking a glance at her stall. "She whispers to the pot," said a hunter who passed the stall at dusk. A mama put seller named Mamuche decided to monitor Madam, and when she told the villagers the things she saw, they didn't believe her and called her jealous. Although they had doubts and there were several rumors about Madam, they believed Mamuche was just jealous and wanted to pay back Madam for causing her to lose customers. Nobody took the rumor seriously until Mama Ngozi, the village herbalist, decided to investigate all of this. Mama Ngozi, who had lived in Nkala for 60 years and had seen her share of strange things, she didn't trust newcomers easily. One evening, she pretended to buy food from Madam, but secretly lingered nearby, hiding behind the trunk of an iroko tree. What she saw sent chills down her spine. Madam was cooking a large pot of soup, stirring it slowly with a wooden spoon. Her face was wet with tears, the drops falling steadily into the bubbling broth. As she stirred, she whispered something under her breath, words that sounded like no language Mama Ngozi had ever heard. The air around her seemed to shimmer faintly, as if the heat from the fire carried something unseen. Mama Ngozi hurried away and told the village elders. "She's cooking with her tears. I saw it with my own eyes. There is something unnatural about it. You have to trust me." The elders were skeptical even after listening to Mama Ngozi, but curious, they decided to watch her themselves. The next evening, they hid near Madam's store, and what they saw was just as unsettling as Mamuchi and Mamu Ngozi had earlier described. Tears streaming down Madam's face as she cooked, and her lips moved in a strange rhythmic whisper. The food in the pot seemed to glow faintly under the moonlight. When she finished cooking, she looked up suddenly as if she sensed their presence. Her gaze met theirs, and for a moment, the elders felt a chill run through them. The head elder stepped forward. "Madam," he said sternly, "what are you doing?" Madam didn't answer at first. Then she sighed and wiped her eyes with the back of her hand. "I am cooking," she said simply. "With your tears?" the elder asked. "Yes, it is the only way I know how to cook," she admitted. She explained that she had no family, no home. She wandered from place to place, carrying her clay pots. Her tears, she said, were not ordinary. They held her emotions, her memories, her very essence. When they fell into the food, they gave it the power to stir people's heart. "I've lost everything. My tears are all I have left. They make people happy, don't they?" she said. The villagers began to gather to watch. They murmured among themselves. Some felt pity for her, others felt uneasy. The head elder shook his head. "You've deceived us. You made us feel things we didn't understand. That is not right. You cannot stay here," he said. Madam's face crumpled, but she didn't argue. She packed her things quietly and left before dawn. Mama Uche was apologized to for being doubted and called names, and as time went by, the village started returning to normal. Mama Put sellers started getting their customers back. People cooked their own meals and learned to find joy in simpler flavors. The people of Nkala also learned not to accept strangers easily and be careful of the things they ate. Although the people had almost forgotten about Madam, some still talked about her. They said they could still smell her in the air when the wind blew from the direction she had gone. And late at night, when the village was silent, some swore they could still hear faint whispers carried on by the wind, as if Madam was still out there, cooking with her tears for someone else. Thank you for watching this amazing story. If you know you did enjoy the video, do not forget to leave a comment on the lesson you've learned from this amazing story. Also, do not forget to hit the like button. Do not forget to subscribe so you'll get more interesting and amazing folktales and stories like this. Also turn on the notification bell so you get notified when we drop a new post. Until I come your way next time, bye bye.